I'm not here to teach you what to think. I'm here to teach you how to think. Okay, we're back at the Frank Inner Game Seminar. Now, for those of you who follow me on my website, you know I do an internet radio show called Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles. With me right now is a gentleman who runs workshops here in the city of Toronto. His name is Cristiano Jr. He works with the website bestnaturalgame.com. So if you want to look him up, bestnaturalgame.com. Cristiano, welcome to the seminar.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Now, the reason that I've asked you to come to the seminar is that you display something that a lot of men here in North American culture are lacking. You're very masculine. You're very dominant. And one of the reasons I've brought you here to the seminar is the fact that even in your own history, you weren't given a lot of advantages right from the beginning. According to what I've read about you, you've been homeless at one point. You came to this country, you had nothing. You have built up a life for yourself. So I think that you very much exemplify what it is to be a man. Now, I know you've done a little bit of writing, you've prepared something for the seminar. One of the writing exercises that you at home are going to be doing in this is you're going to write down your top 10 beliefs of what it means to be a man. Now, for those of you here in the seminar, please get a sheet of paper because you might hear things that might make you identify what it is to be a man, and I want you to write those things down. I want you to at home to write those things down too. Cristiano, would you be so kind as to read your proverbs and your quotes list?
Sure.
All right. Over the time of Cristiano's life, he has written a number of various quotes as to what he believes it means to be a man. And we're going to start this session, this interview, with that list. If you hear something that you believe applies to you, write it down and incorporate it into your own definition of what it means to be a man. So, are you ready, sir?
Sure.
All right.
What I learned back in my country, I was born and raised in Brazil. You guys saw my biography. So I noticed that there is a couple of things different than here in North America. I'm not saying that guys here are not a men either. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that. But I just I had some observation of some things are different, like than me and my friends in Brazil, the way we talk and things we do when it comes to women, right?
That's right. You've also talked about how a lot of women will say things to you and talk about how you bring something to them as a man that they can't seem to find here in North America from many men. There are some, but not very many.
Yeah.
So I'd like to really hear about some of your beliefs as to what it means to be a man.
Sure. I would like to talk about that, but I mean, we can start here too. For example, I put a quote here together. If you're not comfortable about embracing your true masculinity, there are doctors out there that have penis removal surgery and community and community support you, right? You know what I'm talking about.
So what else you got there?
I'm just gonna go by order here. So, but this other quote here is just pretty much about having game, right? Do you want to read?
Yeah,
it's just my English.
All right, I'll read this. A single man without game going to a social gathering to look for a potential woman is just like a kid without money going to the arcade to try and find some entertainment. The idea is that if you are empty on the inside and you're going out there to try to find a woman, it's like trying to buy something without having any money. You first have to have something within you. You first have to have something within yourself before you can actually go out there and connect with a woman. Now, you also have some other quotes here. This one is really very key for me. The one who loves me the most is the one who's going to be with me forever. Why do you believe that?
Well, what I'm trying to say here is I think one thing is very important when it comes to this is about self-esteem, right? I mean, I believe that if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love someone, right? I mean, that's what I believe. It's displayed through the communication.
So what do you say to the guy who's so in love with a woman that he wants to buy her things, he wants to give her stuff, he wants to tell her how much he loves her, but he doesn't like himself? What's going to happen to him?
It's just that she's going to notice that, right? She doesn't want to be responsible for his happiness because that's a huge responsibility. To be responsible for somebody else's happiness. Okay. You have to be responsible for your own happiness, which means the self-esteem thing, loving yourself. In other words, you don't look for happiness and joy in a partner. I mean, there's things you can enjoy with them. My philosophy is that the only thing I know I'm certain is it's about me, myself, that is attached to me. And that's something that I'm going to be dealing for the rest of my life. And I believe, you just have to love yourself. First thing first ever. Because you're going to be with yourself all the whole time.
Okay, but how do you love yourself?
Love yourself is just the way you are. You accept yourself the way you are, and then you just keep telling yourself that you accept yourself as you are, and then you have your free will and you have your drive to make changes in your life for the better, and something along those lines.
As a child, at 16 years old, you went to another part of Brazil. You ended up homeless.
Yeah.
And you still found a way out of that. Then you came to Canada. You knew no one. You didn't have a cent in your pocket. You were starting over again from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
You were starting right from the beginning with nothing. Most people wouldn't have the balls to do that.
Yeah.
What gave you the drive to do that? Because you talked about drive in wanting to change.
Yeah, so basically, when I was very young, I just have this thing with me, myself, of just, this sense of independence, right? And individuality and stuff. So I always want to do my own thing. And of course, we have our parents and that raise us. And I was raised by my grandparents. And that wants the best for you and tell you things, right, to do. But I just want to, I just want some adventure or something new or whatever, just kind of conquering myself in other ways. I had a proposal to go to the north of Brazil from a friend for a job. It's just to go there and work. So I went, and my family, my grandparents, they didn't like the idea, but I went anyways, without their permission. And I was 16 years old. So things didn't turn out good there. Things went really bad, and I ended up in the street and homeless, right?